So, hello and welcome to my new YouTube channel. This is my very first time doing this shit. I'm sorry, I do curse like a sailor, as my mother used to say when I was younger, but she used to ask me like, where the fuck did you learn all that cursing? I don't know, mom. But anyway, Life in the Hood Chronicles. I'm a diehard Tupac fan. I put that. That's just a few things about myself, just in case anybody was wondering. Just because I'm talking about women's issues and like stuff that I've been through, it's just a quick disclaimer that this is no way, shape, or form to slander black men or say niggas ain't shit as a collective. I'm just basically trying to just vent. Like, the purpose behind my channel is basically to vent. I don't really care about like the followers and stuff. I wanted to be relatable. I want somebody to be able to see my video and be like, I'm glad I heard that, or I needed to hear that, or I'm going through that, or whatever the case may be. It's been on my heart to start my own channel for a while now, and I've been kind of basically contemplating on it because I was a little nervous. I found myself not having the place to vent to anybody else because I'm too busy always nurturing somebody else's issues. So that's not a problem for me. I'm just about to find a place where I can vent, I can do something that I love, and just see how I grow with it, because I'm growing every day. I love novels. I want to write one that's loosely based off my life. So to start branching out and trying to get out of my shell. I love to write. I love to write my little notebooks. Like, I keep notebooks. I always write. I just grew. Like, I just said, I want to go to school for journalism. I've been writing ever since I picked up a pencil, pen, marker, whatever I picked up. I want to write a book, but I don't know how. So I'm going to just start right here with this YouTube channel and see where that takes me, see how that works. But anyway, I really appreciate everybody for stopping by. All these pretty ass females talking about, go ahead, sis, just start your channel, sis. Okay, sis, I'm about to listen to your little pretty ass. Excuse my language. I'm about to listen to your little pretty self and start my channel because you encourage me, and I see what God is doing for some of you pretty, wonderful, outgoing women out here. I know the sceneries may change a lot. Please bear with me. I'm trying to get together. I know, like, we like to be professional, but this is my personal vlog, so I'm gonna be doing my personal things, such as smoking. After being bossed around all your damn life and told what to do at other people's house, you want to basically do what you want to do. So as I grow, the further I go with my channel, I will become more professional. But my first few videos, this is basically how I'm going to be able to get more comfortable with myself in front of the camera. Like, I gotta roll up. Yes, basically, I love journalism. YouTube is doing good things for people out here. Like, it's really giving people a platform and a way to branch out and do the things that they really want to do. Like, everybody wants to do something that they love. This is therapy for me. For me to talk in front of a camera, get used to it, get used to being an outgoing person and doing something different, because I definitely want to do a career change. I hope I don't offend anybody with my weed smoke. I enjoy the single life because I appreciate the time to myself to get to know myself better and reflect on my life and what I've been through and find out what's right for me. I like to go through my head a lot and think about my past and see where I went wrong and try not to be that person anymore, to be better. So the goal of this channel is to reach somebody like me. And I don't know. I guess it sounds cheesy, but I guess to encourage other females to break the cycles of the BS that they go through every day. I have 2 kids and 2 different baby fathers, and my youngest son father has put me through some shit. But it's been times where I felt like I deserved it. It's been times where I felt like I deserved that shit that he put me through. So sometimes I would take him back and accept it and be like, okay, all right, I've been there before. I've been the person on this side, on that side, on your side hurting. I've been on both sides of the fence, basically. So That's not good. It's not good to sit back and accept bullshit just because you feel like you deserve it. Because that's just gonna break you down and make you even more weak as a person. Like, so I try not to like fall into beating myself up and thinking I deserve the bullshit and accepting it from somebody. I'm like, I see what somebody's doing, and I'm like, okay, I see what you did there. I'll accept that and I'll move on because I know I'm better than that, but I understand it because I've been there. So I'm not gonna knock anybody for doing somebody wrong. I don't knock my baby's father for doing me wrong. I just move on and we'll never get back with that nigga. But that's just me. As long as he come pick up his son so I can do stuff, we good. Ugh. Chapstick. I like Napoleon Dynamite when it comes to this shit. I need my chapstick. The bad boy thing, the persona of it. That's what a lot of my turmoil in my life come from. it came from a lot of my bad decision making. Not setting boundaries in my life and not knowing what's good for me, what's better for me. And just letting people do whatever they want to do because I thought I was in love. I know we put a lot of blame on these dudes sometimes, but they don't really know how to deal with their emotions, let alone to handle ours as women. So we have to learn how to be better within ourselves first before we even go and try to nurture a man and take care of a man and be with a man and cater to a man. Like, we really have to know who we are as people first. Like, that shit is so cliche, excuse me. It's so cliche to say that, but it's the truth. I spent a lot of time alone anyway, and I was just doing a lot of reflecting. Like, hitting 30 really changed me. I'm grateful for having my own apartment. I'm grateful for overcoming a lot of the things that I've overcame and the struggles that I've overcame. I love the bad boy persona. Like, I love having somebody that makes me feel protected. Like, we can step into the streets and he's not scared to go nowhere. I love somebody that's rough on the outside but yet has a whole nother romantic side to him. I love somebody that he could be a little bit laid back. That's part of the bad boy act, I guess, but a little bit laid back, but intellectual, like intellect that you didn't even know was there. That's just my type. But as I grew older, I learned the difference between the bad boy persona and wanting somebody that's like a gangster and a gentleman. And what that means is basically like a grown man that knows what he wants, but he also has like this mysterious ass background, and you don't want to cross the lines with him because he on his grown man shit. So don't bring that gang stuff out of him. That's just my type. Little old me, I'm just introverted. I'm quiet. I read a lot. Like, I do a lot of regular shit. And somebody that's outgoing, that's outspoken. Tupac, for example. I'm gonna use him for example because I'm a diehard Tupac fan. But he was the example of the gangster and the gentleman that I love. Like, people say he a thug or he a bad boy, but I mean, he got the struggle in him. And sometimes, like, I guess I'm also attracted to men that's been through a struggle. Like, I'm attracted to a man that understand pain, but he gotta understand how to control his own emotions. And that's one thing that growing up that I realize now, that a lot of the dudes were doing these things and leading us girls like me down these dark paths with them because they didn't know how to really control their own emotions. So I used to always say, I'm gonna start a hood therapy session for these dudes that don't have nobody to talk to. I be playing, but I'm dead serious because the stigma in the hood is that, like, we don't do therapy. That shit's expensive. But no, seriously, do therapy. I only know one person that's ever been to therapy in my life, and that's my best friend. But we don't typically go to a therapist and talk about our problems. So I would definitely say that that's one of the main things that these bad boys deal with. Like, they can't really express their emotions. So, and me being from the hood, like, I never dated outside my race. So I've always dealt with the black man, and the black man, he don't really have anybody to talk to. He just turns to the streets. He's cold because he have to be. Like, that's the type of dudes that I've dealt with. And like, and I don't blame none of them for none of the crazy things that they put me through, because they were going through some crazy things themselves. Please bear with me. I will get better with my lighting. I'll get better with my positioning of my camera. But please bear with me as I grow with my vlogs. And I'm gonna get more descriptive. I'm gonna give a whole scenery of like the type of bad boys that I dealt with. I've dealt with a lot of bad boys, from mild to super hot sauce, punching holes in your shit, snatching keys from you, a bunch of crazy shit where I had to, like, excuse my language, a bunch of crazy stuff where I had to determine the difference between like a bad boy and just a bad seed, like a bad person, or a person that has deep rooted issues that they're not telling you about. That's why it's on my heart for me to talk about dealing with the bad boys, because I don't know about anybody else, but a lot of my crazy situations came from the dudes that I was dealing with. Like, I didn't hop out there into the streets and join a gang. I'm from the hood, but I ain't join no gang. I don't like being told what to do, and I got bad nerves. Like, I'm not trying to go on no wild ass whatever the fuck, but I am trying to go on a thrill, but just not that kind of thrill. But I have dealt with these type of people though. I've dealt with the dudes that in the gang and that's selling drugs, that's in the streets, and the stuff that they go through in their life, I didn't know at the time, but it affected me as well. So some of these dudes like, oh, I got PTSD, but they don't realize that some of these females got PTSD too from dealing with these dudes that got a lot of stuff bottled up. And he don't even know he got a lot of stuff bottled up. He thinking that he's tough, like this is life and this is just how he gotta maneuver and handle himself. But he don't even understand that he putting that woman through a lot too. They don't even realize they coming back and we're the punching bags of that shit. A lot of us have daddy issues. Like my father, I can talk to him, but he wasn't there for me really. So like I had to learn a lot. And then my mom was bipolar, and I didn't even know she was bipolar until I was in my late 20s. That's when she finally got diagnosed with it. So it was like, that's what that was all this time. We didn't even know. She didn't even know. It was a bunch more other stuff along with that too. But I had to learn and grow up on my own and experience these bad boys on my own. Set boundaries for myself and do certain things a different type of way, like, and move a certain type of way, and stop looking for love in the wrong places. Like, don't get me wrong, I still love the bad boy persona. I still love that tough guy, because that's just the opposite of who I am. Well, I mean, not opposite, but it's just, I just love that bad boy persona. I can't give it up. But I will say that I grew as a person. I know who I am. I know what I want. I know what I'm dealing with, what I'm not going to deal with, what I'm going to allow. And I'm just smart enough to not let anybody ruin my life with their stupid shit. Well, they close up this video. I basically touched on the topic of the bad boys, but I'm definitely going to dive into being a reformed hoe / bad girl. I'm gonna just say all of us, but some of us have a little whole phase. My personal experience is based off of my whole phase stemming from bad characteristics rubbing off on me, and me thinking that I can play a man at a man's game, and no matter how bad we want to say, whatever you can do, I can do better, or I can do too, when it comes to men or the opposite sex. Like, it's just some things that men can do that we just can't do, and we will never really, like, even though being a hoe seems like a little bit more of a fucking fashion trend nowadays, like, niggas still don't want to see that. These dudes still don't want to see girls out here owning up to being a hoe. Okay. We got the introduction out the way. Basically, I wanted to do my first video on, it's a cliche topic, but it's something that seems like it will always be around. Like, it'll never really be an ending to it. It's gonna be a cycle of females that will fall into the same shit. every generation, the same shit. What's the attraction to them? So why I'm attracted to bad boys? The older you get, it's not considered a bad boy anymore. Like when you get older, it's considered a gangster and a gentleman. And that little term right there hold a lot of weight, because like a gangster and a gentleman is a man who put his bad boy ways to the side. Now he know how to function like a gentleman, but don't cross the line with him because he's still a gangster. Like, and you don't want to bring his old ways back. And that's what basically my love for bad boys transformed into a greater love for a gangster and a gentleman, like a man that knows himself and knows what he wants, and you know how to control his emotions. Basically, these men are being told like to not show emotions at a young age, so they act out in different ways. But I mean, you go through life and you learn. So the older you get to learn how to control those emotions. Or these men, they start to realize like, I was emotional ass nigga. So like he's learning how to control that when he becomes a gangster and a gentleman. And that's basically what I go for as an older woman. I don't really go for no bad boys no more. That's just like a name for the persona now. Like bad boy is just a name for the persona now. I can't help what I like. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I don't know why I'm like this. I'm just here to tell my story and hope that there are other women out there that can relate to it. But at least get some advice on how to deal with these bad boys and how not to let them steer you in the wrong direction, because like it's sad, but it's true that like a lot of these wild boys, they like girls that allow a lot of stupid shit. I mean, how far they can push you, I don't know why. I don't know why I'm saying push. Not push you, but like people basically do what you allow them to do. And if you allow a nigga to stash like 20 kilos or some shit, what the fuck, in your house, he gonna do it because you allowed that shit. But no, seriously. That's what I mean by like, you know, they'll go however far you let them go. And another thing about the bad boy persona is that like when you're dealing with these bad boys and you young, being young is so fucking confusing sometimes. Especially when you think you know everything. Because you can be wrong so many freaking times after you thought you was so right. Like, and then if you're young and you're dealing with this bad, do you understand the things that you're gonna do just because you think you're in love with him? He gonna take you on a wild ass. That ride gonna be out of this fucking world, and before you know it, like you'll be wrapped up in some crazy shit probably. I don't know. It depends on who you're dealing with. I can say based on my experience dealing with bad boys, it depends. Like I had to learn the difference between a bad boy and a bad fucking person. The bad seed is the bad seed, and sometimes it comes in the form of what you think you want. And that shit could be a fucking nightmare. Like, always be careful for what you wish for, because manifestation is real. And is that I really didn't have anybody to talk to and help me in my phase of being boy crazy. Like, when you're at that age when you just realize you're attracted to the opposite sex. And I didn't really have anybody to talk to about it. Even though talking seems so freaking simple, if you don't have anybody to talk to, a lot of shit bottled up can be a bad thing. And I didn't have nobody to talk to when I was younger. When you're dealing with a person who has like mommy issues, daddy issues, family issues, street issues, whatever issues he had, and he's not expressing that, the trauma and the turmoil of dealing with a person who has issues can give you issues. Like, people meet, like spirits really do rub off on each other, like ways and characteristics really do rub off on people. But I just basically want to say, again, thank you for stopping by my video and giving my first video a try. Like, this is so hard to do. I've been contemplating on this for so long. I'm so shy. And I've been contemplating, like, what if nobody sees it? But, oh well. Whoever do see it, thank you for stopping by and giving me a chance. Giving my hot ass a chance. I gotta keep track of my thoughts on paper. But, I really just wanted to vent. Like, I feel like now is the perfect time. Like, the whole world is on my wave right now. Like, everybody is in the house trying to figure out what to do. So right now I feel like I might catch a few people's eye. So it felt like the perfect time for me to finally vent and get all my little thoughts that I write down. I'm not tired of writing. I really want to write a book, but I'm just start off with YouTube because it's easier. And YouTube is doing a lot for people. Like I said before, like, YouTube is really helping people in a lot of ways. A lot of good ways that I see. So I'm just gonna take advantage of the opportunity and hop on that YouTube wave and get out of my old traditional ass ways, because I'm always, I don't like technology, but I'm gonna like it now, cause yeah, I want a career change and I want to see if, like, maybe if I get some exposure on my little testimony talks right here that I'm doing, maybe I'll get somewhere, who knows.